Welcome to the Nintendo Switch Bitch podcast. This is episode 1, My Dog Ate My Switch. On this episode, we introduce ourselves in the show, get into this week's new Switch game releases, including the much-anticipated Has-Been Heroes, find out why dogs love Joy-Cons, meet this week's Switch Bitch, and we ask ourselves, do we really need all those NeoGeo games?
But first, here's a little bit about us. We host a show called Video Game Outsiders. It's a gaming podcast on the comedy network Riotcast, which is home to shows for many comedians and entertainers like Robert Kelly and Nick DiPaolo. If you want to find out more about the show, just search for Video Game Outsiders on iTunes and Google Play and download our app or visit videogameoutsiders.com. I, of course, am John Jacobson, John from John's Arcade, the top arcade channel on YouTube. I'm a big retro gamer, a giant arcade collector, and a lifelong Nintendo fan.
And I'm Michelle Madison. I've predominantly been a PC gamer ever since I was like 5 years old, but I own all of the consoles, including the Switch. My background is in tech and comedy. I created Damn You Autocorrect and a bunch of other humor and tech websites that I sold a few years back. I then wrote a humor book called Dear Asshole. But these days I mostly just play video games and I like to talk about them.
All right, Michelle, let's get into the release calendar for the Switch, because this week there's some exciting maybe games coming out this week. Have you looked at the list? Are you excited?
You said exciting maybe, so now if you can't even sell me on some of this stuff, I don't really know if I am. So
all right, so March 23rd, which is today, this Thursday here. Number one, Michelle, for $4.99. Tell me you're excited about Othello. I
don't even know who that is. Is it like a Shakespeare character?
He's an R&B artist, up and coming.
Yeah. What is Othello?
Othello's like a classic board game. It was like something I think was popular in the 70s.
Okay.
It looks so bad, Michelle.
But you just told me these were exciting releases, and now
there's some exciting things coming out, but okay. I don't think Othello is one of them.
I'm Googling Othello, and yeah, all I'm getting is the Shakespeare play I knew about.
Type in like Othello board game.
I see.
And you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll recognize this from the 70s, maybe even the 80s.
Oh, yeah, that has like another name.
What's Reversi?
Yeah.
But
they're charging for this?
They are. Do you remember this board game? I think they still make it.
I do. Yeah, I think there's like free versions on PC and like iPhone and Android.
Right, so this is $4.99. You can put it on your Switch and you could play Reversi or Othello on the go. For me, this is a massive freaking pass. I mean,
yeah, of course. Is this touch only, or are they adding? Is there going to be controller support? It looks like there's controller support.
I have no idea. I mean, it has like a grid thing that you move around, so I'm guessing.
I feel like this should have been part of like a pack of like freebie games that came with the Switch or something.
Remember on the 3DS they had the Clubhouse games, which was like 100 of these kind of games. All right, the next game that came out today that I actually picked up is New Frontier Days Founding Pioneers.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. You were streaming it.
I was.
And it looked like a Facebook game, John.
Actually, when I was streaming it on my YouTube channel, John Sucks at Video Games, people were commenting that, is this Farmville? My wife used to play this on Facebook.
Right. Is this another one of, I mean, how much was it, first of all?
It was $9.99.
Ouch.
And, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay.
We're not starting this off on a positive note, John.
No, okay,
there's
listen.
There's a lot of Switch people listening that are kind of sad about this.
Well, the Switch has been out for a few weeks. At least we're getting something new every week. And the thing is, I understand that games like this exist on other platforms like PC and Facebook and shit. But, I do travel. I like to take the Switch with me. I like having that being my little gaming device on a plane.
And are there no games like that on your phone or tablet you could play?
But the thing is, I'd rather not play it on my phone or tablet. Now, I'm not saying this is an amazing game, but I played for like an hour, and what it is it's like this little sim management game where you have all these little pioneers. You got to put them to work. You have this person chop down wood. This person goes fishing for the village, and then after the person chops down the wood, you take the wood, you put it in the sawmill, and you turn it into planks. And then you can sell the planks for gold. You could use the planks to build a building, and you're slowly building up this little pioneering village until it becomes a city. And I kind of didn't hate it. It by the way, it's made by a Japanese developer, so it has kind of this Japanese vibe to it.
Yeah. Like, you told me you were like having relations with a donkey, though.
I did. So there's animals, and you have relationships with them. Different kind. You can make them your pet, and then
that was more than a pet. What I saw when I stopped by your stream.
Well, apparently, when the guy got the horse, he was behind it. And he stayed there for a while, just kind of moving up and down. It looked really odd.
Yeah.
And then there's like boars on the map. You could send your villagers, your pioneers, to go shoot them and turn them into meat. And then you have the guy that mans the campfire, cook the meat for everybody. I don't know. I mean, this game is getting panned. It's not getting great reviews. I did read a couple reviews saying that they love the game and they don't understand all the hate. It's actually a really cool game. I didn't hate it. I'm not going to lie. I did not hate this game. I could see getting lost on a plane, like a long flight, and just playing this because it's like
I don't mind games like this, but I'm sorry that I've been spoiled. Like I'm used to these games being like free or something like that, and. Right. I guess I wouldn't pay $10 for it.
Right. And one thing you guys should know, too, is that this game is also on the 3DS, and it's like $5.99 on the 3DS. And they made it $9.99 on the Switch.
And it's the same thing, yeah.
I don't know if it's the same exact game. I think the 3DS version might be a little lighter on features. I'm not sure.
What features? The donkey sex? Is that what it's missing?
Well, if you go to Nintendo's website, the description for this game on the DS page is a lot lighter than the description of the Switch page. So I think there's more stuff going on the Switch version. I don't know what, to be honest. I'll tell you this, though. Before I streamed it, I played a little bit on my Switch itself without being plugged into the dock. And this game naturally wants to be a touchscreen game. It just does. But it's not required. You can use the controller. And I used it. I played with the Pro Controller. And I thought it was fine. Would I recommend this game? I really don't know. I'm just going to say I didn't hate it.
It's like trying to talk about your girlfriend to your friend. And they say, tell us about it. And you're like, well, I don't hate her. It's like nobody's going to want to meet her after that.
If this game was
I don't really want to buy this game.
If it was $2.99, I would say buy it.
Yeah.
At $9.99, you got to think about it a little bit.
Right.
All right. The other game that came out today, and I don't know what's going on here, but they're releasing a ton of NeoGeo games. And on March 9th, they dumped 6 NeoGeo games.
I saw that in the store. Yeah.
Now, I have a NeoGeo in the basement here. I love the platform. I have the MVS system. There's also the Home AES system. And there's a lot of really good games like Metal Slug and NAM 1975 and King of Fighters is a terrific fighting game. So we've gotten all those games in the last couple weeks here. And then today, for whatever reason, they released NeoGeo Turf Masters or Neo Turf Masters, which is a really ancient golf game.
Right.
I mean, do you want to play like an old school kind of push swing golf game now?
If you give them to me free. I mean, these games would be the type of thing that should be like if they had their online subscription stuff where you got these games like free and you could always play them. Then I think that's cool. Right. But aren't they charging like $10 for them? They're
all the NeoGeo games are $7.99.
$7.99. Okay.
I just find it really interesting that I mean, obviously we're going to be getting some kind of virtual console on the Switch here going forward. Yeah. Assuming all Nintendo stuff. Like, why is the NeoGeo stuff like the first like retro virtual console type games? Like, I don't get it.
I'd much rather see the GameCube stuff like we were talking about on BJO.
Right. Or even NES or Super Nintendo. Give me like Super Mario 3 or something. It just
seems weird because the Nintendo Classic, they don't want to compete with it, releasing some of those games there.
Oh, that's interesting. But they're not really selling. Supposedly, the Nintendo Classic Edition is not in production anymore. I don't know. People are still looking for it, though. So anyway, yes, there's another NeoGeo game this week. I don't know what's going on there with that. I would like to see some Nintendo Virtual Console games, not these NeoGeo ones.
Right.
And then also, next week on the 28th, which is 5 days from now, they're releasing 2 more games. One game's called Snake Pass. It's $20. It looks pretty cool. Have you seen it? It's a full 3D game. It kind of looks like Yooka-Laylee or Banjo-Kazooie, like the style graphics.
I've seen it. Yeah, you play as a snake.
Yeah. Yes. It's called Snake Pass.
I know, but
you know what it looks like? What was that? Viva Pinata? It had that kind of vibe.
Yeah, it does have that art. Yep.
So this game interests me. I don't know anything about it. You have to unravel the mystery of the nefarious gatecrasher, restore Haven to its former glory. Is there a Haven tour? Slither into every nook and cranny in search of cunning collectibles. A brand new soundtrack from fan favorite composer David Wise. Is he a fan favorite of yours?
I guess maybe he's popular among the snakes. I've never heard of him.
I have to tell you, my interest is a little piqued with this game.
Well, you're interested in everything
You think
Nintendo
so?
Switch. That's why you're here, John. You haven't sold me yet. I think I'm going to wait for you to get this game and just tell me if you don't hate it or if it's actually good.
So now Snake Pass is also on the PS4, Xbox One, Windows, and Microsoft Switch.
Okay.
So it's on everything, and it's coming out March 28th.
So when something's on everything, I have zero motivation to get it on the Switch because I'm not a mobile gamer. So
right,
who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Now, this isn't new, but the Splatoon 2 Global Testfire is taking place from the 24th to the 26th. There's going to be a 1-hour playtime, a couple of 6 windows that are open. So that's what I did new this week. I installed it on my Switch, and I'm hoping to get in to check this out. They said last time they did this, it was hard to play and the servers were heavy. So it's tomorrow, Friday and Saturday.
It is. I'm actually super excited. I mean, I also installed the little preloader thing that they have on the store right now. Actually, I found that through your little friend thing on the Switch because I saw that you had played it because it showed up on your list.
Yeah, I turned it on and tried to hack my way in. Didn't work. But
I was able to click on that in your list, and it took me right to it in the store because I never saw it in the store. Was it kind of hidden or something?
No, it's just under the eShop.
Okay.
I think.
So yeah, I installed it too. I got really excited, I have to tell you, because when I launched it and I heard that music and saw those visuals, I loved Splatoon on the Wii U. I think it is my favorite Wii U game. I loved the single player a lot. I really hope the single player on this game is a lot bigger than it was on the Wii U, and the multiplayer I found really addicting. Are you
concerned about the matchmaking being on an app? If that's actually true?
No. Okay, so matchmaking. No, I bet you what they're going to do, and they did that with that F-Zero type game, is that there's probably in-game lobbies and matchmaking, but if you want to meet up with friends, you might need the app.
Okay.
Because on that F-Zero type game, you can.
So if you ever want to play with any of your friends, you're going to need the app.
I think so, but we don't know that. They might do something different.
Now, this isn't coming out for the Wii U.
No, it's not.
So this might encourage some people who've been holding off on the Switch to maybe take the plunge, even if they got Zelda on the Wii U. Okay.
Yes, because Splatoon is a dynamite new IP. Everyone complains they don't have new IP. Well, guys, here it is. This is the best IP they've made in years. And we're already getting a sequel.
You don't know if the game's going to suck yet.
It's not going to suck. It's going to have Nintendo juice all over it.
Oh, that's what you did to that donkey.
So, Michelle, I think the big game that's coming out here in the next week is Has Been Heroes. It's coming out on the 28th. Now, this is not a console exclusive at all. It's also coming out on PlayStation and Xbox and PC on the same day. But this is one of the games that they were showing when they announced the Switch. They had all these montages of games, and they kept showing this game, saying it was a launch window title. And I don't know if I'm going to get this game, to be honest. That Snake game looks more interesting to me because this is one of those side-scrolling roguelike games where you just endlessly try to get past something. You keep dying and dying. I mean, does this interest you at all?
No, but I definitely think this might be more. I know you said it's coming out on everything.
It is, yeah.
But it seems like this might be more fun in a mobile type play.
Yes.
I couldn't picture sitting down at my computer or on my big screen TV and playing this game. But I think if I did use the Switch mobily, I would maybe be more interested in a type of game like this. But it's just not my cup of tea.
It's not. But for some reason, it seems to be getting a little bit of press. I was at GameStop today, and it was on the big TV in there, and it was some esport thing where someone was talking about the game as it was being played. So I don't know.
They're going to try to turn this into an esport.
I guess that's what I was seeing at GameStop today.
Okay.
So I don't know. It really seems to me that there's something behind this game, and I don't know. It doesn't seem to interest me at all, but I think I'm going to pass. That Snake game interests me a lot more. So, anyway, I think that concludes the new releases this week. And what do you think? Is it a lot? It's good, right?
No, you're asking the wrong person.
Why?
No.
It's not enough.
It's not enough for me, and it's nothing I want.
They're releasing 5-6 games a week since launch. I think it's pretty good.
Then don't ask the question if you already have the answer, John, because this is an opinion and I'm not interested in any of this.
Okay. You're not going to try the Snake game?
No.
Okay. All right.
Definitely
why don't we move on?
For some reason, we're calling this part of the show Tales from the Switch. I mean, hopefully we won't have these lame puns as we continue doing this show. But we wanted to have a part of the show where we like each get to share something that's happened to us that week with our Switch. And I know, John, you posted a picture on your Twitter that your dog chewed your Joy-Con up. What happened there? How did this occur?
Well, it's kind of funny because on VGO this week, I talked about how my left Joy-Con broke.
Right.
Because it doesn't snap on anymore. And I traveled last week, and it broke on the plane. And when I was playing it in handheld mode, the left Joy-Con kept sliding off and losing connection. And it wasn't like losing connection to the device, like losing sync, but when it slides off, like everything stops because it thinks you're about to remove both Joy-Cons. And so it was super annoying. So I was going to call Nintendo this week and say, hey, listen, my left Joy-Con is not clicking anymore. It's not staying on. It just slides off as it wants to. So I come down this morning and I come in my living room and my Switch is on the ground, on the carpeting. I'm like, what is going on here? Right. And my dog is sitting on the couch looking at me, right? So I pick it up and he destroyed the entire left Joy-Con.
But only the he didn't like take the Joy-Con off and chew it like a bone. He just was chewing on the whole thing.
No, and actually it's funny you said that because the Joy-Con actually stayed on. It didn't come off, right?
Right.
And so he just...
Maybe he fixed it.
Yeah. So he chewed it all up. He removed the minus button completely. On the top little minus button, it was just gone. And then he ripped off the little nub on the analog stick, like ripped that off completely. And then there's just like bite marks all over the left Joy-Con. It's just trash and unusable. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, are you kidding me? So apparently he pulled it off the little end table next to our love seat and then brought it to the other side of the living room and just chewed the fuck out of it. And the thing is, my last dog did this to my Xbox 360 controller. There's something about the little nubs, the analog stick nubs, like the smell of that PVC rubber or whatever, where they just think it's a chew toy. And
they want to take it off and like dismember it. Yeah.
Yeah. So after work today, I go to GameStop. Actually, I was on a mission to find the neon Joy-Con set, right? Because I got the gray Switch, which is cool, but I kind of wish I got the neon one with the two different colors. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get the neon Joy-Cons. And so I went on Amazon, sold out till April. I went on Toys R Us's website. I went on Walmart's website, Target's website. Everyone's sold out. First of all, Michelle.
Yeah.
Why are the Joy-Cons sold out everywhere? Who is buying spare Joy-Cons? There are no games. There's no games that require more Joy-Cons than you have right now. Other
People with dogs like you, John.
The only game that might require more Joy-Cons is Bomberman, but I don't think it does. I think it's only two-player split screen. So I don't understand where the Joy-Cons are going. Why are the neon Joy-Cons sold out everywhere? There's no games that require tons of Joy-Cons right now.
And you said, too, it's like how much for one versus two?
So one single Joy-Con is $50.
Right.
And two of them is $80.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'll just get two of the neon ones. Well, I realized later in the day that wasn't going to be happening because I couldn't find the neon ones everywhere. I went to Target, I went to Walmart, I went to GameStop. So I ended up just getting one single left Joy-Con for $50 at GameStop. Totally sucks.
Does it attach to your thing? Is it fixed?
Yeah, it clicks. Yes, it does. So
okay,
the clicking problem was the Joy-Con itself, not the center main console part. So that's my story from the Switch this week. So what's going on over there? What happened to you?
Well, my Switch is really like, I'm calling it possessive. It's like controlling of the TV. Anytime I have on another HDMI or I'm trying to watch television or use my PlayStation, it pops up and flashes on the screen over and over.
What do you mean?
It'll like that HDMI will like pop up. It'll like I have it labeled game console. So game console like keeps flashing on my screen. And this is something a lot of users are experiencing, and it's forcing us to not really keep the device docked. We're hoping Nintendo does a patch in the future, but it mostly seems to be happening to newer TVs. I have an LG OLED. So it's nothing like, it's not a setting I can really turn off. It's not swapping to the HDMI. It's just flashing like it's making connection.
Right.
And I don't know if the dock doesn't sit tight or Nintendo, like the sleep mode turns itself on sometimes when it's doing something. They really have to patch it and take care of it because it's super, super annoying.
So basically, it's kind of turning on for a split second. The TV is recognizing it and saying, hey, new connection over here. Right?
Exactly. And so sometimes, like, also I'll swap to the HDMI that it's on, and it won't recognize it on, even if the device is on and it's out of sleep mode, and I have to pick it up from the dock and put it back down. So there's just something weird going on. And I know, like, there was like a really nice 3D printed dock that I saw that you said was a lot like the Wii U style dock, and I want that thing. I don't know if someone's selling it.
No, because the fucktards on Reddit basically shut that whole thread down.
Yeah.
And the thing is, all the news sites picked up that 3D printed dock because it's the perfect, elegant solution to the dock thing. Because basically, the guy just kind of copied the functionality of the Wii U dock and made it so you could take the guts from the Switch dock and put it in this 3D printed base, which is nothing more than like a little easel that has the USB Type-C connector. Yep. And that's exactly what it should have been. And I think Nintendo didn't do that because then the Switch would look just like the Wii U as it's sitting on its cradle, right?
And they want you to think there's a lot more guts going on in that front black panel on the dock. Like, it looks more like a console that way. You feel like you're getting something more substantial. And I'll say, if you haven't figured this out by now, this is not going to be a show where we're afraid to criticize things. Like, so I think there's some Nintendo fans don't want any criticism being spoken about it. And so I think some of the people on the Reddit kind of shut that down because they didn't want it, some third-party thing to have a better solution than what Nintendo made, God forbid. But people were like, sewing cloths over the front of their dogs and doing all this weird stuff.
There's a whole marketplace on Etsy for like dock accessories.
There is. Yeah, I want to get in on this shit.
You do?
But
you should sew like some dock socks. Michelle's dock socks.
Dock socks? Is that what they're calling them?
No, that's what I just gave you the name right there. Dock socks.
I do like dock socks. That's a good name.
All right, maybe we shouldn't tell people that.
No, this is really good. I think this is a money making idea.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Do you want to get into our Switch Bitch of the Week segment?
I do.
Well, people might say, what's a Switch bitch? Well, a Switch bitch is somebody who either bitches about the Switch or a fanboy who's like a Nintendo bitch. And it can be anything in between. But what we do is we check out like YouTube and Reddit and Twitter, anything we see that caught our attention. And we kind of give you guys like the Switch bitch of the week of some kind of stuff that's been going on and the talk that's been going on. So I saw some stuff about Snipper Clips, which is a game we didn't mention on the show at all.
I tried the demo and was so uninterested in it.
I was too. But that's what kind of shocked me about this Switch Bitch of the Week here. So I'm going to read this, John, and I have some lines for you to read as well.
Okay.
And I want you to kind of go through some of these with me.
All right, here we go.
Okay. I'm not going to give out any names just to protect the innocent or the guilty.
Where was this, on Reddit?
This was on the Nintendo Switch Reddit, which I know you love, John. You've had many great experiences.
I love those people there.
They're really great people.
They're very accommodating.
They are. So this anonymous user said, I have to say, I am very glad I gave Snipper Clips a chance. As the title says, I'm very glad I gave Snipper Clips a chance.
Said it twice.
Yeah, they did. Some friends came over. I have no other multiplayer games, so I fired up Snipper Clips demo. We went through the tutorial. Then we started in the first room, and magic happened. Everyone was suddenly trying to figure out how to escape the room while accidentally clipping each other. We blew through the demo. I bought the game on spot. And then we started playing the actual game and had a blast, especially the owl levels. Then the accidental adult commentary that arises when playing the game made it even better. Phrases like, put your bulb end inside of me and make my hole bigger got shouted frequently. It was a huge hit, and if you're on the fence about it, download the demo and bring a few friends over to play. You'll likely end up having a blast. Okay, I don't believe that shit. I tried the demo and it sucked. Read
I love the replies, though. The replies are good. Playing Snipper Clips makes me want to cut myself.
That's pretty bad.
That's a good reply right there.
Yeah.
And then this other comment here. Wait, so you're saying the adult commentary is unavoidable? I can't do this if there are young people in the group. That sucks. Frowny, confused face.
Yes, and it's like really bringing out the emo in people. I don't know if it's the cut thing, but here is something else I saw. This game really makes me want to fight everybody I play with. It's properly named, you see, because I get snippy when you don't shut your fucking mouth and do what I say so we can complete the level.
Wow, this game sounds amazing now.
It does sound good. Now you want to play?
I do.
Here's somebody else who was really sad. I tried it with my friends. They wanted to cut each other all the time. Frowny face. Frowny face. I mean, this is traumatic for these people. I'm glad they're sharing, though.
And then there's this comment here, right?
Yeah.
It's also really, really cheap. It's fucking fuck people saying this. The game is fantastic. I wish they priced it at $59.99 and put 135 levels. Do some math, kiddies. 45 plus 45 plus 45 equals 135 levels. You get nearly 45 levels per $20. The fact that you get 45 levels for $20 is a steal. Price matters. Everyone comparing snipper clips to full $60 games needs to wise up and stop spreading worthless bad opinions. For the asking price on Switch, this game should be a day one purchase along with Zelda.
He's very angry about this game. So
he did the math, Michelle. He
did the math, though.
He did the math,
and he said kiddos. So I'm feeling threatened.
Fucking fuck people saying this.
Yes, it's also really, really cheap at $60. He says, right. Like, do you know how cheap that is at $60?
Exactly.
That's like the same price as a game. So it's really, really cheap because you get 135 levels. Do some math, kiddos. So yeah, I kind of see your point now, I guess. I'll stop sharing my useless, bad, wrong
these people
opinions.
are passionate about this game.
People over there are very passionate. So if you find this stuff
entertaining... The demo was garbage, by the way.
It was really
Just
garbage.
saying.
You can also submit Switch bitches or comment threads that you want us to act out for you. And
YouTube, Reddit, anywhere.
That's right. How's the best way for people to reach us right now? We're still getting setting up the show. So really, if you want to reach us, follow us on Twitter at Coastal Michelle. That's me. At Black Dog 7. That's John BLKDOG7.
Right.
I'm Coastal Michelle. COASTALMICCLE. Right. And also VGO Podcast. Right. Until we get this other stuff set up. But
you can also send us emails at contact@videogameoutsiders.com for now.
Right. So as we keep doing the show, we're going to kind of get some more social media stuff set up for this show. But until then, thank you for listening and enjoy your Switch.
That's right, guys. Switch bitch out.
Oh my god, I just got a Switch. This game is Jesus. Zelda Breath of the Wild until I grow old. Passing this massive game is hashtag life goals.
What a fanboy.
Life goals.
PC mysteries
life
have been
goals.
Gonna have to tell me how it really is.
Yeah, it's my life goal, okay?
Life goals, it's a dollar store, Elder Scrolls. You don't need a Switch, just watch The Witcher on Twitch.
Take out that paraglider, Dr. Raw was on Grindr. You're in my world now, you're in Hyrule now, and I'm not taking the bait, so just stop the hate.
I'm not hating, I'm not even playing. My weapon broke, I'm broken stick circulating.
You're jealous of my skeleton arm chick. I'll beat you my 12-inch sword and my 12-inch dick. Link is a legend, I got him with men. This Triforce so large, it scares off getting in.
Can't tell with the lag, is that just Zelda in drag? I can see it in your skirt. Are those pressing your shirt? I don't think that's a fella, just a cross-dressing Zelda. So stop climbing them towers and go pick some new flowers.
Oh, fuck your flowers, I got epic quest to do. I shit diamond ice cubes. I stop time, how about you?
Oh joy, I'm an old man's errand boy, the king of Hyrule. He's got dementia and drools. Go fetch your own shit. Oh look, a magnet, now he wants me to cook. Man, Miyamoto read the MMO handbook.
That's right, I smoke charred peppers. So spicy and hot, girls dropping panties like fevered leopards.
Wow, nice graphics. Are those grass blades elastic? Here's a pickle by more pixels, cause that shit looks like plastic.
Oh please, this game looks so good. When I chop down a tree, I give myself wood. The landscape is so nice, it brings tears to my eyes. And just last night, my heart skipped a beat from the sky.